Welcome to this video on the growth of young people from tourists in the classroom to becoming heroes of their own learning. The young people learn new beliefs and values about themselves and their world whilst they're inquiring into the information of the curriculum. It is these beliefs and values which increase their capacity to learn. Carl Rogers wrote in his book, A Freedom to Learn, a charade is played out every school term by thousands of teachers and hundreds of thousands of students. In this so-called educational atmosphere, students become passive, apathetic, bored. They become tourists in the classroom. Teachers trying day after day to prevent their real selves from showing become case-hardened stereotypes and eventually burn out. It is time for a change. The young people's learning will be described through the 5 plots, the 5 quests of the new story of learning and achievement. The story unfolds in the classroom as the young people journey through the hero's 12 steps. The first plot, the first quest, is to understand and choose to engage with learning itself. The question the learners need to better understand is, how can I understand the value of learning and myself as a learner? At step 1, the ordinary world, the young people explore what engagement is and their current levels of engagement, the choices they are making. At step 2, the call to adventure, they explore the inquiry into the curriculum which is to come and the values and beliefs they will explore and internalise, the very learning that will happen during that inquiry. At step 3, the young people explore doubt and the risks they must take if they are to confront it and learn. The second plot in the story they are writing is to do with building learning relationships. The learners find value in mentoring at step 4, meeting with mentor, and collaboration at step 6, tests, allies and enemies, and collaborative review at step 10, the road back home. The question the learners ask is, how can I better understand myself and others and engage in learning relationships? The young people learn to mentor by telling and retelling one another's stories and how to dialogue in creating a collective collaborative quest in learning, a how can we question. This happens at step 6, tests, allies and enemies. The third challenge to confront the young people on their journey is creativity and asks, how can we use the curriculum as a resource for learning? How can we find new ways of learning which have value? The young people analyse the content of the curriculum and then synthesise it into a resource for learning. This happens at steps 5, crossing the threshold, and step 7, approach the innermost cave. The information of the curriculum becomes the building blocks of the learning activities, where the young people learn new beliefs and values. The fourth plot is responsibility, and the learner asks, how can I adopt new beliefs and values to grow as a learner with a mindset of possibility and potential in order to raise my levels of achievement? The learners close the doors of blame and can't do and begin to accept responsibility for their learning. This happens at step 8, the ordeal. They better understand how personal growth is accessible to everyone and how it leads their achievement to internalise and manipulate information. They raise their levels of assessment of learning. At step 11, the young people explore their identity as a learner, the archetype which they have chosen, and should they wish to, how to change it. The fifth plot is to do with satisfaction and fulfilment, where the challenge for the learners is to acknowledge and celebrate their own achievements. The questions they ask is, how can I celebrate the rising levels of my engagement in the classroom, and how I've applied my learning from the classroom in my wider world? The young people celebrate their levels of engagement in the classroom at step 9, the reward, seizing the sword, and the application of their learning at step 12. The hero returns home with an elixir. The young people, in becoming heroes of their own learning, learn to be both choosers and doers, understanding that once the choice is made to become a self-motivated, self-directed, collaborative learner, then the doing is easy. Many thanks.